Now look at here. Before that, average power and instantaneous power. Average power. What is average power? P bar. Average power andre ಏನು, instantaneous power andre ಏನು. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು suppose we know that the time interval is more, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. Time duration ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. Now I am doing more work. If time duration is more, I am doing more work. I am transferring more energy or I am consuming more energy. Look at here. What is average power? Average power means total work done. Total work done by time taken. Total work done by time taken. Here I am doing work done delta W. Time taken is delta T. For large time, large work is done. For small time, small work is done. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ? Now what is the average power? P bar is equal to delta W by delta T. Now look at here. P bar is equal to delta W by delta T. The average power is equal to delta W by delta T. This is the average power. Now instantaneous power. Similarly in motion, in one dimension motion, instantaneous velocity, average velocity. If time duration is more, average velocity. If time duration is less or time interval is very very small, then instantaneous velocity. Here also average power, then instantaneous power. Instantaneous power. Now what is instantaneous power? Look at here. Instantaneous power means the limit to the average power when time interval is very very small or infinitesimally small, a time interval approaches to zero. Andre look at here, in the average power time duration is more, 1 hour, half an hour, 2 hours. Now for instantaneous means ತಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪವರ್ ಆಯಿತು, ತಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪವರ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ತಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಪವರ್. ಇನ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಪವರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್, means 2 seconds, 1 second, 0.1 second. Here the time interval approaches to zero. The limit, the time interval approaches to zero to the average power is the instantaneous power. Look at here. P is equal to limit delta T approaches to zero. What is average power? Delta W by delta T. Now look at here. The delta T for time, small time interval, delta T, delta W becomes dW, small work done. Now the delta T becomes dt. ನೋಡಿ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ಲು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟೇನಿಯಸ್ ಪವರ್. P is equal to dW by dt. Average power, time, more derivation, more time duration or more time interval. But in the instantaneous power, less time duration. Now I am to show that the instantaneous power is equal to dot product of force vector and velocity vector. Now look at here. Show that P is equal to dot product of force vector and velocity vector. P is equal to F vector dot V vector. Now here I am using instantaneous power. Ready? That's why scalar product or dot product. The dot product of force vector and velocity vector is equal to power. ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. Using instantaneous power. What is instantaneous power? dW by dt. dW by dt. dW means small work done. dt means small time. Here I am using dW. Work done. Work done is the dot product of force and displacement. If small work done, small displacement. Large work done, large displacement. Actually W andre force into displacement. dW means force vector dot displacement vector. Here I am using dx vector or ds vector. ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೋದು ನೋಡಿ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್, F vector dot ds vector. Now here I am using P is equal to, what is dW? dW means F vector dot ds vector by dt. Now here I am using instantaneous velocity. Takshanike velocity. What is instantaneous velocity? V vector. The V vector is equal to what? Dx vector by dt. The instantaneous velocity is equal to dx by dt. Here in the place of dx by dt I am using V. Now look at here, P is equal to F vector dot V vector. In the place of dx by dt, ds vector by dt, velocity vector. Therefore this shows that the power is the dot product of force vector and velocity vector. Now in our domestic purpose, in our day-to-day life, we are consuming the energy. Then we are measuring the energy in terms of kilowatt hour. ನಾವು ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಟಿ ವಿ, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಟಿ ವಿ, ರೆಫ್ರಿಜರೇಟರ್, ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಂತು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಕಿಲೋ ವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್. ನೋ ದಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇಸ್ ಜೋಲ್. ಬಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಯನ್ಸಸ್ we are using electrical energy. Then how to measure the electrical energy? We are measuring the electrical energy in terms of kilowatt hour. Now I am going to show that the 1 kilowatt hour is equal to how many joule. Now look at here, we know that what is power. Power is equal to work done by time or energy transferred by time. Energy by time or work done by time. Power is equal to energy transferred by time or work done by time. Now look at here, the energy. Now energy is equal to power into time. Power into time. Okay na? Now look at here, energy. Here I told that for electrical appliances we are using kilowatt. Power in terms of kilowatt. Look at that, energy is equal to kilowatt. Power I am using kilowatt. Time, using time 1 hour. 1 hour ige 1 kilowatt. I am using 1 kilowatt power in 1 hour. It is said to be energy kilowatt hour. Kilowatt hour means power is 1000 watt. Kilowatt means 1000 watt. Time is 1 hour. Now I am to show that what is the value of 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour ಅಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I am to convert into joule. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಷರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. What is the value of 1 kilowatt hour? Look at that. 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ನಾವು ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪವರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ ಬಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹಾಕೋತಾರೆ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್. 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್. 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್? ಕಿಲೋ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ 1000. Watt, 1 watt means 1 joule per second. 1 joule per second. Now 1 hour. 1 hour means 3600 second. 3600 second. This get cancels. Now look at here. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 1000 into 3600. 3600 into this one. This can be written as 36, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36, 10 to the power of 5, or 3.6, 10 power 6 joule. 1 kilowatt hour. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6, 10 power 6 joule. ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ 1 ಕಿಲೋವ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು? 3.6, 10 power 6 joule. So it is very important practical unit to measure the electrical energy. We are measuring electric energy in terms of kilowatt hour. Dear students, now we will discuss the elastic potential energy. Know that the various forms of potential energy we discussed in last classes. We discussed the gravitational potential energy. Now we will discuss the elastic potential energy stored in a spring. Now look at here, the elastic potential energy stored in a spring. Now what is the elastic potential energy stored in a spring? It is energy stored in the spring when it is stretched or compressed. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ವರ್ಚ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ is called the potential energy. Look at here, now this is the support. Now look at here, to tight the spring, one spring na katbidi. Now this is spring ide free agide. Now look at here, now to this spring you apply the load. ಈ ಲೋಡನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡಿ. Now look at here, now this is the load. At one end is supported to rigid support, the one end is tied to rigid support, other end is tied to the block, iron block. Now look at here, now you expand by moving the block, the spring position changes. Now by compressing the block, ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, now the spring get compresses. Now look at here, now I am compress ಮಾಡಿದೆ. Now this is the actual position, this is the position, this is the reference position. Now I compress the spring to the maximum position. I compress the spring maximum, this is XM. What is XM? Maximum compression. Now look at here, now this is the maximum expansion. Now this is what? Maximum expansion. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ, ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ವರ್ಚ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ದ ಎಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್. Now here I am using a very important law. This is what? Force law. Now what is force law? Here you apply the force in this direction. ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ ಐರನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಹಿಂಗಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಅದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ restoring force. Here the restoring force is called spring force. Similarly, now this is the actual position without disturbing the spring. Now I expand the spring by moving the iron block. Here I applied the external force. Here I applied the external force in this direction. Look at here, the spring force. The spring force is against to the external force. Yes, so the spring force is the internal restoring force. Now what is the spring force? What is the relation between spring force and displacement? ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಐರನ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ತಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಬಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಶೋ ದಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ is directly proportional to displacement. The spring force is directly proportional to displacement because I am applying the external force in this direction, the spring force is against, and the spring force is against to displacement. But if you apply the external force here, the spring force also increases. If you move the spring in this direction, then the spring force in the opposite. Yes, the spring force is directly proportional to displacement. To remove the proportionality symbol, the spring force is equal to K into X. Here I am adding negative sign because the spring force is against to displacement. This is what K. What is K? K is the proportionality constant. This K is proportionality constant, is also called as spring constant or force constant. The very important. K is called spring constant or force constant. So this law is called force law. For this law, for the spring is called Hooke's law. Know that Hooke's law, the stress is directly proportional to strain. But here for the spring, this is the Hooke's law. The spring force is directly proportional to displacement. F is equal to minus Ks. Why negative sign? Because the spring force is against to the displacement. Here K is called spring constant. Now look at here, the spring constant K is equal to Fs divided by X. Here I am avoiding the negative sign. The negative sign shows that spring force is against to displacement. Here I took the magnitude. What is the SI unit of force? Force is Newton, displacement is meter. The SI unit of spring constant is Newton per meter. Now what is the use of spring constant? The spring constant in practical life, we are using the spring constant to decide the spring is stiff or soft. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. By using K, by using spring constant, we are going to decide the spring is stiff or soft. Look at here, the K is large. The K is large. K value ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. If K is large, then the spring is said to be stiff. K ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, spring is stiff. You got it? ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗು. K ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, 50, 60, 100, 150 like that, then it shows that spring is stiff, ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಇದೆ. The spring is stiff means you have to apply the more force for deformation. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಡಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ. That's why by using K we are going to decide the spring is stiff or soft. Then if spring constant is more, if K is more, you have to apply the more force for deformation. May I clear this? Now the K, if K is small, the spring constant is small, then the spring is said to be soft. Spring is said to be soft anta. But the K value ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, the spring is said to be soft. Then K value ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. That's why you know that ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ಸ್ಗಳು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? Then it shows that you have to apply the less force for deformation. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಿ, using the K value we are going to decide the nature of the spring, stiff or soft, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. So this is the practical use of spring constant, and this is the force law. Now by using this force law, I am going to derive the expression for energy stored in a spring. That's why the elastic energy, the elastic potential energy stored in a spring. Now look at here, you consider a spring. The one end is supported to the rigid support, other end is tied to the iron block, iron mass. ನೋಡಿ ಇವಾಗ imagine yourself, the spring is at rest, means initial position. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಂಡು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Now I am moving the iron block in this direction by using external force. I am applying the external force in this direction. The spring force is against to the external force. Now this is the maximum compression. Spring na hinge ತಳ್ಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು maximum compression. That's why now I am moving the spring. Spring ತಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. The maximum expansion. This is maximum expansion. Compression. This is compression. This is expansion. Now what is the maximum compression? Maximum expansion. Now what is the energy stored? That's why here which force is coming? Spring force. Then we know that spring force or elastic force is a conservative force. It is conservative in nature. The spring force depends only on the initial position and final position. ಇಲ್ಲಿತ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೇಮ್, ದ ಎನರ್ಜಿ is conserved by using the spring force. We know that for freely falling body, the gravitation force is conservative force. At every point, the total energy remains same. Here also at every point, the total energy remains same because spring force is a conservative force. Now I am to confirm the spring force is a conservative force. The total energy I am to derive the total energy for spring, energy stored in a spring. Now look at here. First, to calculate the total energy, first I am to do the small work done. But if spring illide, iron block illide, just ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ move ಮಾಡಿ, either compression or expansion. Now I am taking the expansion case. But spring illitto, iron block itto, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಳ್ಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. This is the maximum position. XM is the maximum expansion. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಳ್ಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ವಾಟ್ DX? ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಳ್ಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅವಾಗೇನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್? ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್, ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಟ್, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್. For small work done, small displacement. Now I am using, because we know that I am pushing the spring in this direction, the restoring force or spring force in the opposite direction. Look at that, spring force. Spring force is equal and opposite to external force. So in the place of external force I am taking spring force, but we know that in the place of here dW is equal to spring force into dx. Here we know that spring force is what? Spring force is equal to minus k into x. The spring force is directly proportional to displacement. Now look at here, dW is equal to, what is Fs? Minus kx into dx. Okay, now I am to calculate the total work done. But first illiತ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ push ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, small displacement, small work done. Now maximum expansion. Now I am bringing the spring from this position to this position. ಇವಾಗ ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Now look at here, maximum expansion means total work done. Okay, now I am to find out the total work done. Now what is total work done? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ total work done ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Look at here, the total work done. The total work done is equal to, here I am using integration from initial to final position. The initial position is 0, the final position here maximum position xm. Now the integration of small work done, summation or integration. Here I am using integration from initial position to final position, from 0 to this one, xm is the maximum position. Now W is equal to integration of 0 to xm dW. Now 0 to xm dW. What is dW? Small work done, minus kx dx. Minus kx dx. Here k is a force constant, a spring constant. To take outside the integration, W is equal to minus k integration of x into dx. What is the integration of x into dx? Lower limit is 0, upper limit is xm, means maximum position. Integration, look at that. Integration of x into dx means x square by 2. The place of x dx, I am writing x square by 2. Now W is equal to minus k integration of x dx means x square by 2. Upper limit is xm, lower limit is 0. Now W is equal to minus k. Now in the place of x, xm. Upper limit is xm, x square by 2. The place of x, xm square by 2. Lower limit is 0. Upper limit minus lower limit. Now therefore total work done. The total work done is equal to minus, here 1 by 2. 1 by 2 k xm square. This is for maximum expansion, similarly for maximum compression. This is the total work done to stretch the spring from here to here, from initial position to final position. Here which force is coming? Spring force. It shows that spring force depends on initial position to final position. Here k is constant, xm means position. The spring force depends on initial position and final position. Now look at that, this total work done. This total work done is stored as a energy. Which energy? Elastic potential energy, U. Now therefore U is equal to, look at that, minus of K xm square. This is the elastic potential energy. Here the potential energy is negative. The gravitation potential energy minus mgh. The elastic potential energy stored in a spring minus of K xm square. That's why here this shows that the elastic potential depends on the initial position and final position. Now to prove that the spring force is a conservative force. Now look at here. How the spring force is a conservative force. The same here I am using. Look at here. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಹೆಂಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, look at here. The same concept. But here, look at here. Suppose this position is x1 and this position is x2. From here to here, initially this position is x1. Now this position is x2. Now look at that. Here, this is x1. This is what? x2. It shows that because initial position, final position. Which force is coming? Spring force is coming. The same thing, W is equal to minus K x square by 2. Upper limit is x2, lower limit is x1. Now W is equal to minus K. Upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, upper limit x2 square by 2 minus x1 square by 2. You take outside 2 minus of K, upper limit minus lower limit, x2 square minus x1 square. This shows that this total work done nothing but energy. The place of W I am writing U. The elastic potential energy x2 depends on x2 and x1. x2 final position, x1 initial position. This confirms here which force is coming? Spring force. Spring force is conservative in nature. It depends only on initial position and final position. May I clear this? Thank you.